In today's Middle East, the question is urgent. Could Iran's advanced missile arsenal truly outmatch the combined defenses of Israel and the United States? Recent confrontations have made this a real, immediate concern, not just a theoretical debate. Iran's missiles are no longer crude. They're fast, precise, and designed to penetrate the world's toughest air defenses. As these technologies emerge, they force us to confront the limits of even the most advanced shields. The outcome of this arms race will shape the region's future and perhaps the world's. Let's break down the capabilities, limitations, and the real balance of power in this high-stakes missile showdown. In June 2024, a series of escalating tensions that had been simmering beneath the surface of the Middle East for years finally reached a boiling point. The world watched with bated breath as long-standing rivalries threatened to erupt into a full-blown regional conflict. The intricate and often clandestine shadow war between Iran, Israel, and the US, a conflict fought through proxies, cyber attacks, and covert operations, exploded into open conflict, shattering the fragile peace that had barely held the region together. Years of simmering tensions and proxy battles had finally given way to direct confrontation. Israel, with US support, leveraging its advanced military capabilities and strategic alliance, struck deep into Iran's military and nuclear infrastructure, targeting key strategic sites in a series of coordinated and devastating attacks. The strikes aimed to cripple Iran's ability to project power and develop nuclear weapons. This bold move crossed red lines that had been carefully drawn and maintained for decades, and shattering the status quo that had defined the region's security landscape for so long. The established norms of engagement were irrevocably broken. Iran's response was immediate, a swift and decisive demonstration of its own military might, signaling its resolve to defend its interests and retaliate against the aggression. The Iranian military unleashed a barrage of ballistic and cruise missiles, showcasing its advanced missile technology and its ability to strike targets across vast distances. These missiles targeted Israeli and American bases across the region, aiming to inflict significant damage and send a clear message of deterrence. For the first time in modern history, the world saw a direct, state-on-state missile exchange in the Middle East, a dangerous escalation that threatened to draw other nations into the conflict. Each side claimed justification for their actions, citing self-defense and the need to protect their national interests, fueling a cycle of escalation and retaliation that threatened to spiral out of control, dragging the region into a protracted and devastating war. This unprecedented exchange was the first real test, a live-fire demonstration of capabilities, of years of intense military buildup and evolving doctrine on both sides, revealing the strengths and weaknesses of their respective arsenals. The outcome of this confrontation would reveal in stark and undeniable terms the true effectiveness of Iran's missile capabilities, the accuracy, range, and destructive power of its advanced weaponry, and the defenses arrayed against them, testing the limits of Israel's Iron Dome and the effectiveness of US missile defense systems in the region. Iran's missile program is its strategic backbone, compensating for weaker air and naval forces. Its arsenal spans short, medium, and intermediate-range missiles, threatening targets across the region. Notable systems include the accurate Fateh 110, the long-range EMAD, and the advanced mobile Rad 500. Iran's shift to solid-fueled mobile launchers makes its missiles harder to find and destroy. The real leap hypersonic and maneuverable missiles like Fateh 1 and Qasim Basir, designed to evade interception. This diverse arsenal allows Iran to launch complex multi-axis attacks that challenge any single defense system. Iran's doctrine centers on overwhelming defenses with sheer volume, a missile shower designed to saturate and break through. Rail-mounted launch systems and underground launch systems enable rapid, massive salvos. The goal: launch so many missiles at once that even the best defenses can't stop them all. Mixing ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and hypersonic missiles in a single wave further complicates interception. This strategy isn't just about destruction, it's about deterrence, forcing adversaries to live under constant threat. The psychological and tactical impact shapes the region's strategic calculations long before a missile is ever launched. Iran's multi-layered approach makes its missile threat uniquely difficult to counter. Hypersonic and maneuverable missiles have changed the game. Their extreme speed over Mach 10 gives defenders only minutes to react. Maneuverability means these missiles can jink and weave, making interception nearly impossible for current systems. US and Israeli defenses rely on predicting missile paths, but these new weapons defy prediction. In a mass attack, a handful of hypersonic missiles can slip through, targeting critical infrastructure. Defenders face impossible choices: stop the many slower threats or gamble on intercepting the few that matter most. This creates tactical dilemmas and exposes dangerous gaps in even the most advanced shields. Iran's new missiles force a fundamental rethink of missile defense. Israel and the US field the world's most advanced integrated missile defense network. Iron Dome, David's Sling, and Arrow 3 form a layered shield, each targeting different threats. US THAAD and Aegis-equipped warships add mobile, high-altitude protection. Early warning satellites and radars provide precious minutes to react. Years of joint exercises and real combat have honed these systems, with intercept rates often above 95%. While hypersonic threats are real, this defensive network remains a powerful deterrent and damage limiter. Iran's missile force faces real constraints. Recent Israeli and US strikes have destroyed key launch sites and production facilities, limiting Iran's ability to launch mass salvos. Missile stockpiles are finite, and production is now hampered by targeted airstrikes. Iran's mobile launchers, though hidden, must eventually surface, making them vulnerable to air power. Constant surveillance and precision strikes force Iranian crews to operate under extreme pressure. Technical failures remain an issue. Many missiles malfunction or miss their targets. Combined with high interception rates, only a fraction of Iran's missiles actually get through. These limitations blunt the impact of even the most sophisticated attack. The historical advantage in warfare has often swung between offense and defense. For a long time, defensive strategies held the upper hand, with fortifications and well-prepared positions proving difficult to overcome. In the modern age, however, the proliferation of advanced weaponry has begun to shift this balance. Yet despite these advancements, the balance still favors the defenders, but the gap is closing. The development and deployment of increasingly sophisticated missile technology, particularly by nations like Iran, are challenging traditional defensive paradigms. These advancements are forcing a re-evaluation of military strategies and resource allocation. As nations strive to maintain a credible defense against evolving threats, Iran's missiles can inflict real damage. Their arsenal poses a significant threat to regional stability and the security of its neighbors. The precision and destructive power of these weapons mean that even a limited strike could have devastating consequences, impacting civilian populations and critical infrastructure, and serve as a powerful deterrent, discouraging potential adversaries from taking aggressive actions. This deterrent effect is a key component of Iran's strategic posture, allowing it to project influence and protect its interests in a volatile region. The mere existence of these capabilities forces other nations to carefully consider the potential costs of any military intervention, but they don't guarantee victory. While Iran's missile capabilities are substantial, they are not insurmountable. Modern warfare is a complex undertaking, and success depends on a multitude of factors, including technological superiority, effective command and control, and the ability to sustain operations over time. Israeli and US air power can systematically degrade Iran's offensive capacity, targeting missile launch sites, production facilities, and command centers. The advanced technology and training of these air forces provide a significant advantage in any potential conflict, allowing them to strike with precision and minimize collateral damage, especially in a prolonged conflict. A sustained campaign would test Iran's ability to replenish its missile stocks and maintain its infrastructure under constant attack. The longer the conflict lasts, the more likely it is that Iran's offensive capabilities will be diminished. Multi-layered defenses prevent a knockout blow, providing a crucial buffer against incoming attacks. These systems are designed to intercept missiles at various stages of their flight, increasing the chances of a successful defense, buying time and preserving the ability to retaliate. This retaliatory capability is a critical element of deterrence, ensuring that any attack would be met with a swift and decisive response. The threat of retaliation discourages aggression and helps maintain stability. High intercept rates and rapid adaptation reinforce the psychological and strategic edge of the defenders. A strong defense not only protects against attack, but also sends a message of resolve and capability to potential adversaries. Iran's missile program has made it a major regional power, allowing it to project influence and exert pressure on its neighbors. This capability has transformed the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East, creating new challenges and complexities for regional security. But it remains checked by overwhelming Allied military superiority. The combined military might of the United States and its allies, particularly Israel, provides a significant counterweight to Iran's regional ambitions. This alliance ensures that Iran's actions are constrained and that its potential for aggression is limited. The standoff is a tense equilibrium, a delicate balance of power that could easily be disrupted by miscalculation or escalation. Both sides possess significant military capabilities, but neither is able to achieve a decisive advantage. Potent offense versus robust defense. This dynamic creates a situation of constant tension, where both sides are constantly seeking to improve their capabilities and gain an edge. For now, Iran can hurt its adversaries, inflicting damage and disrupting regional stability. Its missile capabilities provide a credible threat that cannot be ignored, but it cannot win an all-out war. The overwhelming military superiority of its adversaries ensures that any attempt to achieve a decisive victory would be met with a devastating response. The current situation is therefore one of deterrence and containment, rather than outright conflict. Iran's missile advances have undeniably altered the strategic landscape of the Middle East. The proliferation of these advanced weapon systems has introduced a new layer of complexity to the region's already intricate security dynamics. These missiles, with their increasing range and precision, pose a significant challenge to existing power structures and defense strategies. But have they rewritten the fundamental rules of the game? While Iran's missile capabilities have undoubtedly shifted the balance of power to some extent, they haven't completely overturned the established order. The region's geopolitical chessboard remains complex, with multiple actors and factors at play. The emergence of hypersonic weapons and the potential for saturation attacks further complicate the equation. These advanced technologies represent a significant leap in offensive capabilities, posing a formidable challenge to traditional defense systems. The speed and maneuverability of hypersonic missiles make them incredibly difficult to intercept, while saturation attacks can overwhelm even the most sophisticated air defenses. These developments have forced key players like Israel and the US to adapt their defense postures and strategies. The need to counter these emerging threats has spurred innovation in missile defense technology and prompted a reassessment of existing military doctrines. The era of unchallenged dominance in the region is coming to an end, as these new capabilities level the playing field to some extent. The assumption of easy military superiority is no longer a given, requiring a more nuanced and cautious approach to regional security. Iran's growing arsenal serves as a powerful deterrent, discouraging potential adversaries from initiating military action. The threat of retaliation with advanced missile systems adds a significant risk factor to any potential intervention. This, in turn, raises the cost of any potential intervention, making military action a less attractive option. The economic and political consequences of engaging with a nation possessing a robust missile arsenal are substantial. The existence of these advanced missile capabilities also complicates enemy planning, forcing them to account for a wider range of potential threats and scenarios. Military strategists must now factor in the possibility of precision strikes against critical infrastructure and military assets. Yet missiles alone don't guarantee victory in modern warfare. They are just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Economic strength remains a crucial factor in determining the outcome of any conflict. A robust economy provides the resources necessary to sustain military operations and invest in advanced technologies. Alliances also play a vital role, providing access to additional resources, manpower, and strategic support. Strong partnerships can significantly enhance a nation's overall security posture. And overwhelming air power continues to be a decisive advantage in modern warfare, enabling a nation to control the skies and project force across vast distances. These factors, combined with other elements of national power, still matter most in determining the overall balance of power. The true balance of power in the Middle East is not solely determined by missile capabilities. It is shaped by the sum of all these factors, including economic strength, alliances, air power, and technological innovation. Not just one weapon system, no matter how advanced, can single-handedly dictate the outcome of a conflict. Iran's missiles are undoubtedly a potent tool in its arsenal, providing a significant deterrent capability, but they are not a war winner on their own. Victory requires a comprehensive strategy that integrates all elements of national power. The future of the Middle East will be shaped by how both sides adapt to this new reality as they develop new strategies and technologies to counter emerging threats. Whether this adaptation leads to a fragile peace, characterized by uneasy coexistence and ongoing tensions, or renewed conflict, fueled by mistrust and escalating military capabilities, remains to be seen. The choices made by regional actors in the coming years